Hello, it is 9 p.m. in RTD. It's time to English New Edition. For tonight's headlines, we have Muslim worshippers in Mount Arafah, a key stage in the Great Pilgrimage Hajj 2024. For the international scene, the G7 wants to increase investment in Africa. Welcome to our newsroom. The President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, has wished a happy Eid al-Adha for all the Muslim world and the people of Djibouti. The Head of State, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, has on this occasion of the Eid al-Adha wished prosperity, health, and good health for all the Muslim world around the world. Since dawn today, Saturday, 9th Dhul-Hijjah, more than 2 million pilgrims are present at the Arafat Mount. To perform the greatest pillar of Hajj after spending the night at Mina. On the day of Tarwiyah in Arafat lies the greatest pillar of Hajj, and in the evening after sunset, pilgrims will head to Muzdalifah and from there to Mina to spend the days of Tashriq and throw stones at the Jamarat on the 11th, 12th, and 13th of Dhul-Hijjah. By the grace of Almighty Allah, the Egyptian pilgrims performed these greatest pillars in peace as they departed in large crowd for Muzdalifah in the evening, and this is one of the sunnah of the Prophet. May Allah bless him and grant him peace. It should be noted that weather conditions are the greatest challenges facing the pilgrims. The Saudi authorities today announced a sharp rise in the temperature. They advised pilgrims to seek shelters and drink plenty of water to avoid heat stroke. In the capital, lively thoroughfares, particularly in around the places Harbi, the atmosphere is electric ahead of the final days of for the past few days. Crowds have been gathering in the city centers and commercial districts, transforming this emblematic place into the veritable melting pot of commerce and conviviality. The last few days have begun with a sense of anticipation, with thousands of people browsing the stalls in search of the perfect garment for the imminent celebrations on items for the home. To ensure the smooth running of this major event, the police took the lead in closing of several of the shopping district main thoroughfares. Under the supervision of the police officers, traffic was regulated, transforming the usual urban cacophony into the symphony of harmonious movement. And it has to be said that the head of this spectacle, the merchant, proved to be true virtuosos, using their know-how to seduce customers in search of bargain. Between merchant and shoppers, there is an incessant tellers. Yet beyond the palpable hassles, supremes, the city was revealed, reminded everyone of the importance of traditions and sharing in these times of Eid. The Minister of National Defense in charge of relations with Parliament, His Excellency Hassan Omar Mohammed Burhan, today received the Minister of Defense of the Kingdom of Netherlands, Her Excellency Ms. Kajsa Ollengren, accompanied by strong civilians and military delegations in the reception room of the Hotel Basoma. In addition to the Minister of Defense, the Egyptian side was represented by General Tahir Ali Mohammed, and the Chief of the Defense Staff, and several other senior and junior officers. Discussions between the Minister of Defense and his host focused on strengthening bilateral cooperation. They expressed their willingness to further deepen and consolidate the relationship in the field of defense. The two sides also discussed the regional security situation, particularly in the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden. On Thursday, June 13, in the presence of the Minister of Youth and Culture, Hiba Momin Asawe, the National Library received a donations of books from the Ambassador of the Arab Republic of Egypt to accredit to Djibouti His Excellency Khaled Fadi Mahmoud Al-Shazali, accompanied by the Consul of the Egyptian Embassy. The book donation ceremony was attended by the Ministry of Youth and Culture's Communication Advisor, the INPC Director General Mohamed Hussein Douale, the INPC Director of Common Services, the head of the departments, the person in charge of relations with the Arab countries, and the other MGCs and INPC officials. The ambassador handed over a first batch of books comprising several hundred literary and artistic titles. This batch of books comes from two main sources: the Egyptian University of Al-Azhar and the Egyptian Ministry of Culture. The caravan of the national festivity continues to delight citizens, setting up its stage simultaneously at two sites: the CDC of the city Stade in the commune of Boulous and in front of the esplanade of the Arpib Sheikh Osman Annex in the commune of Balbala. The festivity kicks off with the emotions and enthusiasm, bringing together people from all walks of life to commemorate these crucial stages in our history. Patriotic song embodied with the nostalgia and determination recall the sacrifices and struggle that shaped out our path to independence, our commitment to freedom. The evening was a moment of national pride and reaffirmations of the fundamental values of freedoms, unity, and progress for all citizens. The caravan continues to hold high the banner of our collective heritage, calling on present and future generations to cherish the homeland with devotions. The event was attended by influential personalities, including honorable members of the parliament, senior members of the MGC, local elected representatives, and other distinguished guests, as well as enthusiastic residents of this major district of the capital. in line with the Djibouti 2035 strategy to boost human development and reduce territorial inequality. The Djibouti government, in the partnership with the European Union and Expertise France, has launched a series of workshops in Dakhil to draw up action plans to mobilize regional resources. These workshops carried out the parts of the ADIL project are led by the local tax specialists, Mr. Ashetu Gueye, and the ICLD consultant, Mr. Abdul Fattah Musa Arwe, from Arwe and Del. In Ali Sabih, these workshops are the second phase of the project to mobilize our region's own resources. The Arwe district, the first which took place last April, was aimed at drawing up an organizations and financial diagnosis of our 5 regions. This diagnosis focused in particular on the analysis and evaluations of the revenue transferred by the state to the regions. The first workshop took place on June 10 and 11 in the Artas regions in the presence of the local authorities, experts, and various institutions representatives. The inaugural event was attended by the elected representatives and staff from the regional councils, prefectural departments, head of decentralized government services, and a representative of national department involved in the mobilizations of financial resources. The aim of the initiative is to make the regions drivers of national development, to strengthen the capacity of regional player in public finances management. The workshop will take place in the country's 5 regions and are designated to train elected representative territorial agents and a civil society to share the results of the financial regional diagnosis and draw up territorial priority actions. For the Ali Sabih region, the prefect of Ali Sabih, Abdul Malik Muhammad Banoita, said that these environment cleaners and more attractive. The prefect of Ali Sabih region is Abdul Malik Muhammad Banoita has said that the environment cleaners and more attractive urban environment and prettier. The aim of this operation is to give the cities of Asajog a special glow and reveal its finest assets in the run-up of the 47th anniversary of the national independence. As is due every 2 years, the Syndicat of the Bas and proceeded to elect its president on Friday, June 14. These candidates were vying for the positions, namely Mr. Mahmoud Farah Waberi, Mustafa Diri Jama, Muhammad Waberi Iltire, and the voting took place under the supervision of the regional prefect Abdul Malik Muhammad Banoita, the president of the regional council, a bailiff, and representative of the Ali Sabih prefecture, accompanied by the OPGs from Al Sabih Gendarmerie and the Al Sabih Police Detachment. 105 voters, all bus owners, were registered to decide between the 3 candidates in the elections, which ended in victory for Mahmoud Farah Waberi with a score of 55 votes against 48 votes and 2 votes for his rivals. Mr. Mahmoud Farah Waberi was therefore unanimously elected president of the Al Sabih Regional Bus. And the end of the result proclamation sessions, the 3 candidates congratulated each other.
Voix. Le candidat Mohamed Iltire Waberi a obtenu 2 voix. Le candidat Mustafa Diri Jama a obtenu 48 voix.
The sub-prefect of the locality of We'ima and the vice president of the regional council visited the file to discover sustainable practices such as permaculture and agroecology and participants had the opportunity to put into practices what they had learned by planting different types of plants. The prickly pears highlighted on this day is a key plant for restoring degraded land and strengthening the resilience of rural communities. This project by the Paris Association helps to counter desertification, restore pastoral land, and mitigate the effects of the climate change. The Ministry of Environment and Sustainable Development has launched One Home, One Tree challenges. Every gesture is count, every action is count. Unite our efforts, join the generation restoration to planton le figuier barbarie. Part of the fight against the contraband in all its forms, the Customs Brigade of the Police the Hodan detachment, Hodan police stations assisted the elements of the 5th and 5th district carried out a large-scale operations to combat the smuggling of cigarettes, pharmaceutical and cosmetics goods in Balbala areas. A significant quantity of product was seized, including 20 batch of contraband cigarette, 13 batch of illicit pharmaceutical and cosmetic product, and 13 batch of the illicit fruit juice. It is essential to remember that smuggling is a scourge that seriously damages our country's economy, and that the national police will deploy all the necessary means to put a final stop of these types of illegal activities. For the international scene, the G7 opens this Thursday in Italy with the Ukraine and Gaza on the agenda. Conflicts in the Ukraine and Gaza, migrations, Africa, and artificial intelligence are on the agenda of this summit, which ends on Saturday. This year, it's been held in Fasano, Puglia, in a luxury hotel complex that will be the most closely watched places on the planet until Saturday. The summit comes at a particularly difficult times on the international scene. In addition to the discussions on the war in Ukraine and the conflict in the Middle East, the Italian presidency will also focus on the Mediterranean and Africa, as well as climate change. A special session of the regulations of artificial intelligence will see Pope Francis speak on the subject. And this is it for the news. Thanks for watching us. Have a good evening.